Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, and all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Ra Kadash, which is the petty Hebrew tongue, as the correct names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sister brothers living in truth, and shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. Woo, major things are happening, y'all. Shalom. Major things are happening. And like a good watchman, we got to keep y'all posted. So check it out. I'm going to play a clip. I believe, I can't say this for sure, but I'm going to just speculate on this, but I believe Babylon the Great, America, and France tried to take out a African president, of the country of Burkina Faso. Abraham Traore is a president. I believe I pronounced it right. They tried to take him out with a failed coup. It failed. And they tried to do him the same way they did Haiti and the same way they did Muammar Gaddafi. And it failed. And so what that is Babylon the Great. And basically it's the West. We're going to talk about the European Union, the beast. Babylon the Great, America, that whore. They're trying to get back that power they done lost. They done lost influence. And so I'm going to get a scripture and I'm going to play a video talking about the failed coup. And you'll hear from the U.S. and they little coon, little General Jake. And then you'll hear from, the African president, which through the Bible we know is a Hamite. Africa is a byword. They've been named after they got conquered by Roman general Scipio Africanus. But through biblical interpretation, they're called Hamites. They descend from Noah's son Ham. All those brown people. And they've had enough of Esau Edom. When I say Esau Edom, it's about the so-called white man. They've had enough of his stuff. And now they're bucking up to him because like the scriptures say, the weak shall say they are strong. So I'm going to go get this one right here because he's really, rallying up his people in Africa. And a lot of the countries are rallying behind him in Africa. And it's because they all have something in common as they hate the so-called white man. Because everybody's starting to really see his treachery, see his diabolical nature, and they're trying to rid themselves of it. So this is Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, behold, I made thee small among the heathen. They are greatly despised. And that's why everybody's getting rid of the so-called white man, the Edomites. They're heathen. But they've been made small. That's why they're trying to pay $5,000 to get their birth rate up. They're the smallest group on the face of the planet. But do the most damage because they're the most wicked. And now the peaceful people, the other heathen nations, and even Yasharallah, us Israelites, we're starting to wise up. And hey, we're shunning off Esau Edom. He's greatly despised. And you'll see that in the clip I'm about to play. They're so despised that even their own don't like them. You got Russian Edomites don't like American Edomites or European Edomites for that matter. So they're about to bang with each other. Like even Esau can't stand Esau at this time. That's how much hatred is going forth on the planet Earth. No further ado, let me get the clip. And check out this devil, man, what he got to say, man. He gonna say some real slick stuff, y'all, Sharala. Real slick stuff. Then they got their little token coon. And they always want to send a Jake to go fight they wars for them. Every single time. And like we're really boosting my spirit up. You're gonna see a clip of a Jake. Like everybody catching on to their tactics. Cause it ain't nothing new. It's old. It's old. It is worn out. They got one play. They keep running the same play over and over again. Like ain't nobody gonna catch on. And people have. And that's why I know Esau is not really, he's not intelligent. He ain't even creative no more. They doing the same move over and over again and expect the same results. And people like, nah, we ain't falling for that no more. So that coup failed. So check it out, Yasharallah. Check it out. And then I got another clip I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna get the scriptures on that. But this is real good information, Yasharallah. It shows that Babylon the Great, European Union, the beast, they're active and they're losing. Losing, Yasharallah. So make sure this is on all the way up, man, so y'all can hear it. And check this out, Yasharallah.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 another Savior.
Welcome to the Africa News Channel, where we spotlight the bold stories reshaping the African continent. In today's report, we focus on Burkina Faso, a country standing firm against global pressure and rewriting the narrative of sovereignty and resistance. Recent events involving Captain Ibrahim Traoré have sparked widespread reactions not just in Africa, but across the globe. This is more than politics. It's a struggle for self-determination, dignity, and truth in the face of power. Disclaimer, this video contains verified news reports and commentary presented for informational and educational purposes only. It does not promote hate, violence, or defamation of any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised. Across Africa and beyond, many are watching closely as tensions rise between the United States and Burkina Faso. A firestorm was ignited when U.S. spy Army General Michael Langley publicly accused Captain Ibrahim Traoré of hoarding Burkina Faso's natural resources, especially its gold, for himself and a select group of allies.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across, even in Sudan.
These claims made on a global platform didn't just question Traoré's leadership. They struck a deep nerve in the African psyche. Many saw it as yet another attempt to demonize an African leader, bold enough to challenge Western influence. The backlash from Africans has been swift and intense. Across social media and on the streets, citizens and commentators alike are calling out the hypocrisy.
All right, it looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on the U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house nigga. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. When they want to use sweet talk, it's always a black woman. You see, this guy's used violence for Burkina Faso. When they wanted to do what was it called? What was it in Kenya? The bill they were trying to introduce, where if you owe too much taxes, the IMF could take your land. It was black American congresswomen they used to send them to Kenya. America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to destroy Africa. But yes, this house nigger, Michael Langley, is now the guy who's going to be the face of America going into Burkina Faso. Look it up. He got on the Senate hearing and said, but Ibrahim Traoré is a threat to his own people.
Why is it that when African leaders seek to control their resources, they are labeled corrupt or dangerous? Why are accusations conveniently thrown at leaders who refuse to be puppets of foreign interests? Many believe this is history repeating itself, just like in Libya with Gaddafi. In a strong and passionate televised address, Captain Traoré fired back. He dismissed the accusations as lies, fabricated to justify foreign intervention. His words, calm but piercing, were a firm declaration that Burkina Faso will never surrender its sovereignty. He vowed to fight for total freedom for his country, even if it means death. It was not just a rebuttal, it was a rallying cry. Why is it?
Our country has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So, you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here.
So, you heard what he talking, y'all, Sharala? He talk about fighting. So basically, you see Esau right there. They went and got they 2/3 coon Jake, and they talking about, oh, this dude hoarding the gold. He hoarding resources. Really, what it is that the beast, European Union, and Babylon Great the Horde, they want those resources, especially that gold. I noticed they highlight that gold. Gold is through the roof right now. Esau need that gold, man, so he can offset the debt that he's in. And they need, you know, Africa's natural resources. And Africa saying, nah, get out better. That dude, he's like, he got a military background. They got military presence, big, to where they even like labeled other countries. I want to say Niger, Mali. Matter of fact, I got it. Let's go get that real quick, y'all, Sharala. Let's get the alliances real quick. Right here. It's called the Alliance of Sahel States. And it's a confederation formed between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And Niger, I want to say Chad and Niger, they the ones who kicked the French out using their military. The ones that happened, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso all clicked up to keep the French, you know, the French out. Keep them out. And then France told the USA, hey, help me get my stuff back. USA say, I got my hands full. I'm already fighting a losing war in Ukraine. Like Babylon the Great done lost that proxy war against Russia and Ukraine. So they're taking L's to the face. What they call them, the Western powers, they taking straight L's. And my thing is, okay, say if he do got gold and resources that he hoarding to himself, what they got to do with you? You got this corruption going on over here. And I like that people are waking up because, like I said earlier, it's that same old move. You said that Jake pulled up. Oh, man, y'all did this to Muammar Gaddafi. It's the same move. You always want to label somebody and say they always go get a house nigga to do their bidding. So everything is out in the open. That's the Lord exposing everything. And I'm loving it. And this precept right here comes to my mind because I'm like, with your country being in a horrible state it is, you should be worried about fixing things over here, not worried about what somebody else doing in their country. And what it is, they used to have puppet leaders over there. Most African countries had puppet leaders that served the interests of Babylon the Great or the European Union. The young of the Hamites disposed of them and put in a military regime to where Babylon the Great ain't getting that type of stuff no more. They ain't getting that cocoa no more. You ain't getting that rubber no more. You ain't getting that gold like that. You ain't getting them diamonds. It's my stuff. If you want it, you gotta pay me top dollar. They're not used to dealing with that stuff like that. They used to getting whatever they want. Ham been all trampled down ever since they sold us to these devils. Ever since Hamites, which the world calls Africans, sold us to the Edomites, so-called white man, they've been in straight shambles. And now they're sick of it. Because Africa got most of the world's natural resources, the big ones, the great ones, are right there in Africa. Majority of them. So there's no reason why Africa should be poor like that in a pitiful state. And that's because Babylon the Great and European Union got fat off of them like a tick. They done cut them out. So this right here, I'm going to bring this out. Because the devils will always want to go to somebody else's country and police what they do. That's like somebody coming to your house telling you how to eat your food, how to regulate your house, and what temperature to set it on. Like, fool, you don't get out my house and worry about your house. I run my household how I see fit. I don't need you telling me nothing, regulating nothing. And that's what Hammond's saying. You heard what that young dude say? He said, we gonna fight. And he said it right. There's too many coons and sambos. Too many people. Hamites is used to bucking down to Esau. Now I look up, Hamites is talking about fighting Esau. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how we know E about to go. So this Habakkuk 2:5 said, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophies, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. This devil cannot stay at his own place and regulate his own house. He got to go to somebody else's house and tell them what they need to do. And all they're going to do is just lie, cheat, and steal. That's all he want to do. So it says, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death. People tired of all this death that Esau spreading, and cannot be satisfied, but gather to him all nations, and heap unto him all people. So they like, man, let go of my ego. Like, you get off me. No, I'm about to do how I see fit. We're going to get infrastructure going. We're going to get stuff going right in my country. And we're going to serve the people. We're not about to set up and serve no fat Edomites. Hamites is like, we ain't doing that no more. That's over with. So as biblical prophecy let us know, Yashrala, that Esau Edom is losing his power, his hold. Like the priest say, he heaped together all nations and all peoples. He used to run the Hamites. Esau used to run Africa. Now that grip is slowly slipping. It's slowly letting go. Why? Because you've been found out. Your moves is old. That coup failed because they probably did the same way they did in Haiti. And everything he do is just failing right now. And then because he failed, guess what he did this time? Guess the reaction was. Let's go get it. Look what he did right here. Now Russia's in there. They just sent some commandos to protect him. Russia's about to strengthen the military presence over there in Burkina Faso because of that. See, everything he doing, he just taking L's. Only thing Esau can do to fix his stuff is do right. We know he can't do right, so he just gonna fail from here on out. So check this out, y'all, Sharala.
Coopération militaire technique, mais aussi la coopération dans le domaine de l'économie, dans le domaine de l'énergie nucléaire et toutes les questions. Et on va faire notre mieux pour vous aider de développer dans toutes ces sphères. Et j'ai déjà rapporté à votre président tout ça. Et dans le domaine de la coopération militaire, on va discuter le format de la formation de vos élèves officiers et de vos officiers du niveau différent, et y compris les pilotes dans notre pays.
Yeah, so he's saying
he controlled. He's one of the most targeted leaders in the world today. President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has become a marked man, not because of tyranny, but because of conviction. From Washington to Paris, powerful nations want him removed. Inside his own country, political elites and hidden traitors plot against him. Even some African leaders view him as a disruption to the status quo. But Traoré's only crime? Refusing to be controlled. He has challenged foreign influence, reclaimed national pride, and placed Burkina Faso's destiny above global interests. And for that, they want him gone, by any means necessary. But Traoré is not standing still. In the face of growing threats, he's now reinforcing his inner circle with a new advanced security network. What exactly is this system? And what does it say about the battles he's preparing for? It's no coincidence.
So as you got it right there, you can see that's probably why it failed. Because he got Russian troops in there with his troops, and they protecting that country. And now with that, now Russia has sent the commandos, to protect them after they try to do another coup. Because, hey, Babylon the Great and the European Union trying to get that money and the resources, y'all. They're desperate. They are straight desperate, man. So I'm going to pull this out right here. Right here, because this is what they done did. This is Psalms 37:14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay as such be as of upright conversation. You peep that the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent the bow. They tried to unalive that dude. That's them bending the bow, cocking back the gun, getting snipers on them. When they pull out that sword, they pull out a gun. They try to unalive that dude, man, because he messing up they plans. And he wants to liberate his country and give them back their sovereignty and use his own natural resources to build his country up. Because the country, I heard, is, it ain't where it's supposed to be at. They're poor. Why are they poor? Too many Edomites are sucking your resources. Certain reason why, most brown nations is poor. Yeah, Yasharallah at the bottom. Ham, I notice the darker you are, the more you at the bottom. Because they sure can't stand Yasharallah. And they don't want Hamites to get no military power, even though they getting it, because they're getting backing from Russia. And you heard what he said, man. He must have said fight like at least 2 or 3 times in his little speech he said. Like, we prepared to fight. All them little scary dudes, them sellout dudes, hey, we purging them out. It's time to bang. It's time to fight. And that's the spirit of war. That's the scripture coming in. And see, that's Ezekiel the 38th chapter coming into play, where it said Russia should be a guard unto them. No, I might go get that. I wasn't going to get it, but I might go get it. Just for edification's sake. I want to show you that's biblical prophecy that Russia is over there protecting Burkina Faso. That's straight prophetic. Start off Ezekiel 38:1, and it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it. So that's talking about Russia. They're Edomites too. That's why we prophesy against them too. But the Lord is going to use them to take out this other set of Edomites. Because right now Satan is divided. That's why their kingdom will not stand. White supremacy is about to break. Because ain't nothing supreme about it. And this is verse 3, and it says, and said, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, all of them handling swords. Warfare. Ready for battle. Lord said, I'll put a hook in your jaws. So even if Putin wanted to stop doing this, he can't stop doing it. The Lord got a hook in his jaws, and he's going to do what the Lord commanded them to do, and that's go to war. So check it out. Here it go. Here go the big part. Verse 5, Ezekiel 38:5. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, and all of them with shield and hammer and helmet. And you hear that? It said Ethiopia. That's what they used to call Africa back in the day. I want to say they used to call it Kemet, but I ain't really sure on that 100%, but I know they called it Ethiopia. It wasn't called Africa till Scipio Africanus conquered that country. Back then, the Lord called it what? Ethiopia. And the Lord said that he would what? Ethiopia would be protected by Gog and Magog, the prince of Meshach, which goes into Moscow. And here goes verse 6. It says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. That's Turkey. Turkey was getting ready to bang with Babylon the Great. That's why they're getting all them earthquakes. Because Babylon the Great trying to keep them from joining the battle. Because I heard Turkey got a pretty good military. So that's that modern day Gomer. And here goes verse 7. Here's the whole point. It says, Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That's why I got them BRICS nations, man. They're protected by Russia. It said be a guard unto them. That's why Russia's in Burkina Faso. They're protecting their young leader. And he is only doing it so they can fight for Russia. Ain't like he doing that to goodness of his heart. No, that's strategic. Vladimir Putin and BRICS, they're getting a super team together to fight Babylon the Great. All these countries is coming together against Babylon the Great, which is America, aka that great whore. Because they're going to burn her with fire. That's like World War III is really cooking up. You can see whose side is who on, and everything is coming into motion. I want to get something else too, because Burkina Faso would be considered a weak nation, but right now they're saying, I am strong. And here you go, man. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. That dude was talking about fighting in his speech. That goes into war. It said, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. These small countries are now bucking up to Babylon the Great. Like, I think the USA tried to get him some money, some aid. He didn't even want the aid. He like, I don't need that. I got everything I need in my own country. I'm going to build up my own infrastructure. I don't need America. He don't like America, and he don't like the European Union. He don't like the French. He don't like them because those are your oppressors. Those Edomites. And they've been destroying the whole world. Transgressing by that trash wine that they be pushing out. So these dudes, they cook, really. I'm like, when Hamites don't want to serve you no more and be that homeborn slave they used to be back in my day, oh, it's over with. It's over with for Sleazy E. You know, the writing's on the wall. They losing proxy war after proxy war. They can't even get their coups together. They used to do a coup, and they'll get it, Yasharallah. Take out a leader, put their little puppet leader in, and call it a day. They used to work. Now it's starting to fail. They starting to have hiccups and problems. That's why the devil frustrated. That's why he's going to come down with great wrath. Because he can't do how he used to do. He can't get down like he did in the 80s and 90s. We're in the information age. Everybody's saying information on Esau Edom. He's being exposed. So the devil done. He cooked. So I just had to pull that out to show you that it's getting real intense overseas, Yashua. Like, don't be surprised, because America said they're going to go in there and get those gold mines, is what I'm hearing on the clips I've been watching. They're set on that. They're going to label that dude. You said they try to do it, try to label him a terrorist. Talk about he ain't doing right. You watch a bunch of videos, that dude is very much beloved in his country. Very much beloved by the majority of people. So you ain't got no reason to try to underlie that dude and take over their country and take their resources. You ain't got no reason for that. But that's what he want to do. Why? Let's go get it. And we'll end off with that. Let's go to Romans. He needs them resources. He done lost the trade war. He's leaking money. And he got to get it back some type of way. There it go. When I go to Romans 3:14, it says, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness, as Esau for you, boy. Straight Esau, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to bump up and hit verse 13. It says, their throat is an open spatula. The spatula is a grave. It says, with their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asps is under their lips. So it said with their tongues they use deceit. That you seen that in that clip. The dude trying to say, oh, he hoarding resources to himself. He hoarding all the gold. He's not a good man. We got to go liberate them people. Man, them people don't need your liberation. They love their leader. They need you to stay up out their country. That's what they need. And all they now realize if you let Esau eat him in, he's going to spread that poison. He will destroy your country. Straight up, if you let that devil in. Why? Because we'll be read in verse 15. We're going to read verse 15 right now. Romans 3:15. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Everybody's starting to realize that. So now they're at the point where you're not going to shed my blood. I'm going to shed yours when you shed mine. Like everybody beat Esau Edom to the punch. Because they already know how he is. Because when he comes in your country, he's going to do this. Romans 3:16. Destruction and misery are in his ways. That's why, man, Esau will lay waste to your country if you let him in. He'll destroy it. He don't know how to do nothing, beneficial. He don't know how to take care of nothing. Ain't no husbandry about him. You don't do no agriculture. The devil destroys things. That's what Esau do. And these other heathen nations, particularly in this lesson, the Hamites, the world calls Africans, they've had enough. They've had straight enough. Like, nah, man, we about to bang with y'all. I'm not giving up nothing. I don't want your foreign aid. Because what they say, a gift destroyed the heart. That's what Esau do. He gives some foreign aid. And then when you get the foreign aid, you got to implement these policies. I want alphabet agenda over there. I want women to be liberated over there. They'll spread their stuff that'll ruin your civilization. Because that's what Esau do. And I'm going to read verse 17. It says, the way of peace have they not known. Esau don't know how to do no goddamn peace. That's why they talking about, oh, we want peace, we want to do this. No, you don't. You want war. You just want to take everybody's stuff. And you'll tell somebody else to be at peace, but you're not at peace. And like the scripture said, the way of peace, they don't know. Esau don't know nothing about no peace. He's about destroying stuff, tearing stuff up. And why? Let's read verse 18, Romans 3:18. There's no fear of Yahweh before their eyes. They don't believe Yahweh Bashem Yahushua exists. Esau don't believe that. That's why he do what he do. He's starting to see it now. That's why he's scared. But he did all that stuff. Man, Esau wasn't believing in the Most High. He didn't care about the words in this book. He's just trying to get resources, man. Feed his belly and chase his own lust. That's all Esau do. So these scriptures were spot on naming Esau, man. Feet swift to shed blood, man. Hey, that's E to the T. So I just want to put that out to Yashra today. I'm gonna keep an eye on it to see if that heats up, to see if they gonna get dude. Cause for what I've seen the clip and some other clips, they want to get at dude. They don't want him in that seat. He's messing their money up. But hey, you know, we watching this thing go down. We really don't care. Them heathen versus heathens. We only care about Yasharallah, children of Israel. So right now, ain't nobody talking about us as far, you know, on the world stage. But they will be when Yahushua turned his men up. So with that being said, you know, if it's been edified, I want to say Kwam Yasharallah and stay locked in because Yahushua is quickly on the way. Shalom.